Welcome to the Kill It With Fire podcast where friends get together and drink. I'm your host, Sean. Tonight we have it's just the original trio tonight. We got James.
Hello.
And Austin.
Can you really call it an original trio if the original podcast had Mike too?
Well, that was just the first one.
And not me.
And not James.
that was just the first one. We are the three musketeers in this thing.
We came up with the concept beforehand, so we are the three.
It doesn't matter. I rewrote history. That first one never happened. It was just mislabeled.
Yeah. So it's nice to actually have some money now.
Yeah.
Finally got paid.
I'm trying to save up because I'm going to leave the island and going back home after this in like 3 months, 4 months. So I'm trying to save as much as fucking possible. So I'm only like playing video games and that's it. I'm not going out. I'm hermiting myself in my house, which is not really much different. I've always stayed in the house all the goddamn time. Yeah. But now I have a reason. So when people call me and like, hey, you want to hang out? I goes, no, I'm saving money for getting out of this island and going home. So, I'm going to try to save up at least $6,000 plus have no debt before I go home because I'm quitting this job here and I don't want to have to go find a job immediately afterwards just to pay for my credit card bills.
Yeah.
But I like to take a little bit of vacation.
Because I bought my plane ticket to Japan, I had roughly $34 for a week and a half.
Yeah, when you going to Japan?
Next month, April 4th. Damn. Yeah. Gotta try and Skype in and do the podcast with you guys, but I don't know how the time difference is. If it's gonna be 7 in the morning, I'm just gonna get shit-faced and fucking live from Japan, man. But
we're going to have to turn you off. You are being obnoxious.
But fucking luckily, and also did I get paid, I also got my taxes back. So
that's cool.
Yeah, and I immediately in the past 3 days, I spent $500 paying back to people who I borrowed money from so I could survive, even though I just ate fucking ramen noodles.
Hey, you get ready for the trip to Japan, ramen noodles. All right.
Yeah, a little preparation for the stomach.
So have you ever been to Japan, James?
No.
Probably not, no.
No.
I went there once. I went to a place called Fukuoka, and then we hopped on a bullet train.
Fukuoka? What?
We hopped on a bullet train to Tokyo. It was pretty fun. It was nice. Just
bullet train? Was it
bullet train? There was a gun, and they put the train inside of it, and they just shot it to Tokyo, dude. It was crazy.
The primer.
That's pretty sweet.
Crazy, dude.
We should have
That's a lot of gunpowder. That's a lot of gunpowder. But yeah, it's nice to be able to buy shit.
Yeah. What was it?
I just bought a new game today.
Yeah, me too.
Called King Arthur 2. It's been out. Actually, not really a new game. It's been out since January, but it's based. Well, I haven't played it yet. It's still installing right now. I left my computer on at home and let it install. But yeah, it's like a mixture between the Total War series and RPG. Like you get your main character, and it's kind of got a little story to it, and then you kind of travel along the campaign map and go into battles like the Total War series, but it's got like magic and...
Sounds so exciting.
Oh, dude.
It seems like...
Let me tell you.
I think you're making this game up.
I think you're making yourself up.
The game I bought was it's called Terra. It's downloading right now. It's pretty much an action RPG.
It's MMO, you said?
Yeah. Action
Speaking
MMO.
of MMOs,
it's not like WoW where you point and click. You actually when you move your mouse, that's your target, and when you click, that's your basic attack, and then it's It's pretty interesting. Right click if you have a shield, that's why you block, and it's all in timing. It's gets you a lot more involved than auto attack and shit.
Speaking of MMOs, how have you guys been doing with Star Wars? I mean, you guys played it all like in the last couple of months?
Made it to 50 once, and
Still giving them money.
I didn't even make it to 50. I quit that game after. I mean, it was.
I made it to 50. So did Kyle here on this warrior. I had an Inquisitor assassin tank, and it was fun. Like, don't get me wrong. But after a while, it gets so repetitive. Just grinding, and
So
the story. The only thing that drove us was the story. And once we got to 50, our guild is half people who live here and half people in the States, so we never really got a group going for any hardcore instances, raiding, whatever you want they call it. It would have been nice to try it. I mean, I've seen videos on it and it looked fun. I always like the aspect of a giant group just killing shit and being badass, but
Yeah.
So
enough is enough.
It was back to Minecraft, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I blame EA for
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
on that shit.
I see this a lot whenever a really good gaming company goes to one of these powerhouses like EA or Activision. They
Maybe just for the money. They're like, well, we're desperate.
yeah. But, I mean, I granted with Blizzard, I've kind of haven't seen that Activision using their. I mean, there's a little bit of stuff that kind of irks me with what Blizzard's doing because of Activision, but I can look past it.
What are those?
Well, like the online passes that they have for StarCraft 2, StarCraft 3. Oh, wait, no, StarCraft 2. I'm getting confused with D3 and
2.
StarCraft, whatever. StarCraft 2. In the original StarCraft, there was no online passes, and now that it seems that all these gaming companies are going towards online passes to kind of destroy the used gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. I mean, like some of those things I can kind of look past. I mean, I usually with Blizzard stuff, I buy all their games online anyway.
Yeah.
So
Just makes it simpler.
yeah. Plus, speaking of Blizzard, the Diablo 3 finally has a release date. For all of you Diablo fans out there like myself, May 15th, Blizzard's official release date. They put it up on their Battle.net site. It's officially.
It's
Yeah.
officially.
They're going to, we'll wait till May 10th and they'll push it back to whatever. But at least we have a day we can look forward to now. No more just quarter 1, quarter 2.
Yeah.
Now we got a day we can look forward to the pushback. Anyway,
Well,
It's all about bringing your hopes up so they could push you down.
Well, these
I mean-
guys aren't Valve, all right?
oh yeah.
I mean,
They aren't Valve. They aren't because they only announced Diablo 2 back in 2008, and it's been over 10 years since Diablo 3. I keep getting numbers confused. They only announced Diablo 3 back in 2008, and Diablo 2 was released a decade ago.
oh yeah, but that's the
Yeah.
thing, though. There's no way for you to know if they were ever really planning a Diablo 3
But
until 2008.
And they've also had beta test or alpha and beta testing at BlizzCons for years.
Well, at least they're not like Valve that tell you they're going to be out like even
No,
sooner.
Valve doesn't even fucking tell you. Like with Half-Life 3,
Oh.
with the Half-Life series, they're just like, well, we got this project working on now. Like, stop it. Stop the project. Stop the bullshit side things. Make fucking Half-Life 3.
Well,
Complete
they
the
did.
story.
They're pretty much big trolls, man. Like some of their coworkers are all wearing like the Half-Life
yeah, I saw
3
that.
symbol, and like
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's big trolls. I mean, Half-Life 2, they're probably the pioneers of like release date trolling.
Yeah,
because like 2001, I think it was, or late 2001, early 2002. I remember seeing like the first videos, teaser trailers for Half-Life 2, and then they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be release date here, and then, oh crap, it comes around, and we're gonna push it back, and oh damn it, that's gonna have to be pushed back again because there was a beta leak, and now.
Yeah.
Oh man! Oh crap! Oh man! It went gold. Now it's gonna be released this time.
I want to know what is up with. I mean, there's memes out there talking about Valve and their just complete aversion of the number 3. Like you got Half-Life 2. What comes next? Half-Life 2 Episode 1. Half-Life 2 episode. Now what's next? Is it Half-Life 3? Half-Life 2 episode 3? Half-Life 2 episode 2
well,
chapter
wait, use
1?
the 3. Use the 3. Don't use the 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It will be Half-Life 2 episode 2 chapter 1. Would that be the next game?
Yeah, dude. Why not?
Fuck
it's just like kind of like versions of like programs. They go from like version 2.1 to version 2.1.1 and version like 2.1.12.
They'll skip 3, go to 4.
Yeah, they're like, oh, now we're releasing 4 altogether.
Yeah, I don't think Valve has released a third game. Like they've got Portal 1 and 2, they got Team Fortress 1 and 2. What else they got?
It might be kind of like the elections. You got Mitt Romney in first, Santorum in second, and Gingrich in fourth.
Where's Ron Paul? That's what I hate about the fucking
Something
media.
too. That number 3 there.
Yeah,
But
Maybe it's the best.
Yeah.
am I the only one in this group when someone say 10 years ago or a decade ago, I think of the 90s?
I think
I don't think about the 2000s. It's like, oh, 1990.
It's kind of weird that the 90s are now almost 20 fucking years ago.
God, we're getting old.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. Like
I don't realize how old I'm getting until I see like some of my nieces or family friends that I remember them having a kid. And it was a fucking baby, or 5 years old.
Yeah,
and now they're
school.
16. I'm like, whoa,
16.
what the fuck happened?
And then they call you old, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I'm not old.
I changed your diapers, goddammit.
Freaking, when I went to Hungary, I tried out the goatee, see how that helped my non-existing sex appeal. And went to a bar, met up with a friend, and from one of my old schools, met another friend, but he just turned like freaking 16, 17. Barely recognized him, but apparently he recognized me. And we started drinking. Some of his friends come up. They're all freaking young. And one of the guys, shit-faced out of his mind, and he looks at me, he's like, man, you look really old. I'm like, fucking thanks. Thanks, dick.
Wow. And I'm only 25 years old, by the way.
I'm only 22. It's like, fuck.
I hate you.
I guess the goatee made me look like I was fucking 30.
Maybe. Speaking of facial hair, how's Mustache March going for you guys?
Mustache fucking March.
Oh, how's it going? Well, I got the reverse Hitler stash going on.
Yeah, James has kind of like a Fu Manchu type deal, but without the whole, single hairs going down past his chin. It's just the makings of a Fu Manchu.
I don't want to look too ridiculous, okay?
Oh, my mustache is a week old, and that's because I shaved it off earlier in the month because I was actually meeting up with a female friend. I wanted to look good. Didn't want to look like a fucking...
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah. Didn't want to look like a fucking pedophile.
The mustache. But no,
Yeah.
mine's
You could call this month fucking Freddie Mercury month. I mean, we all look... Yeah,
No.
I'm not going to say
no,
it.
we don't.
No, it's-
None of us look like Freddie Mercury, but, whatever.
no.
You calling me gay, bro?
Maybe.
Because if you look like him, you're gay.
Of course.
Are you a gay?
If you look like a homosexual, then you have to be a homosexual. That's how it works.
Scientific.
By the way, the Kill With Fire podcast does not look down upon gay people.
We're not homophobic here.
No. It's just...
We
We
can't
make,
see that far
we make
down.
fun of everyone
Yeah.
equally.
We
It's
don't,
like...
we don't judge, only
Yeah.
mock.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, pretty
So if
much.
we have a gay joke or a black joke or an Asian joke or even a white joke, do those even exist, white jokes?
Why?
Of course not.
Well, they do,
Ridiculous.
but it's funny because those jokes, honestly, if you ever try to find a white person joke, they're always like,
Really lame.
they're not, no, they're just making white people sound better. Like, wow.
You know how you know you're white? You got money. Like,
So a white guy walks into a Mexican bar, then he owns it.
what the fuck?
It's like, whoa, what was a white person walks out of a store with a 30-pack. How did he get that? Well, he politely paid for it and walked out the store.
But no, we
See,
make
it's funny
fun
'cause
of
it's
everyone.
racist.
We make fun of every race, ethnicity,
Yeah, it's
choices.
like, I am
how
not
you
racist
are,
at all.
whatever.
I hate all people equally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mustache March.
yeah, Mustache March. I kind of get I don't know, mine kind of comes in very slowly. So people way surpass me in their mustachioed faces.
Wait, how long were you growing yours?
Like I had like a 2.5 week head
You
start.
cheated.
Well, he
Fucking
has
cheater.
to, man, if he wants to.
Well, I
That's the
didn't
whole point of
cheat.
Mustache March.
I actually just totally forgot I was in the wrong month. And I was like, well, whatever. It's tomorrow's
Mustache March.
Mustache March, and I'm too lazy to go shave it to be, not cheating. So
I shaved mine exactly on February 29th.
February 29th.
This is bad. Like fucking, I shaved mine a week ago, and I'm pretty much beating everyone.
Mine grows slow.
You got a badass over here.
Yeah, watch out.
Yeah, we got that.
You can't see us doing it, but we're
You
doing
guys
we're
got
doing
the fastest growing mustache in the world.
Congratulations, you're a molester.
Girls don't say it tickles; they say it prickles.
That wasn't funny.
No, it's not.
I mean, I get
I don't
it.
know. I wanted to say something clever and witty, and totally came out wrong.
No, I mean, I get it. It just wasn't funny.
Yeah, but you're still laughing. You're smiling.
I'm laughing at myself
Yeah, right.
because I'm hilarious.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
So apparently, no, not apparently. It's true. My jokes are fucking horrible. And
At least you admit it.
one of my coworkers. It's a flaw, but we're not all perfect except me. But not my jokes.
The jokes are amazing.
That doesn't make any sense. See, waka waka. So one of my coworkers said that after I say lame joke, I should just say waka waka because it'll make it funny or funnier, whatever.
It does.
It works.
Because if no one really cares about the joke, you say waka waka.
I'm like, waka waka.
You don't know what to think, so you just laugh.
Like, what the fuck?
Like, you want to laugh to make them feel better, but it's like, it just wasn't funny.
Then you wait for that awkward silence, and you make a random noise.
Whoop!
Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Did we talk about Mass Effect 3?
All right, I'll talk about this. Now, I've been a Mass Effect fan from the onset. I've loved the series. To me personally, it is one of the greatest games of the 21st century so far. Granted, we're only in like the 12th year of the 21st century, but it's still a really, really good game. It's got, they've tried a lot of new things, and they've all worked.
Never played it.
Huh?
Well, I played the first one for like 30 minutes.
It's good. If you haven't played it, I'd recommend it. If you're a gamer, first of all, if you're a gamer, you probably at least played it. Mass Effect 1.
You think they should make a movie of it?
Kind of sounds like a porno.
Would it have been cool if it was a movie before?
Not really, no.
They're making a Halo movie, actually.
God damn it. I want a movie because I don't want to play the game.
They have books out. They have comics books out of the canon. It's not on Commander Shepard because the whole, the game is like Commander Shepard's story, and they have books that detail before Commander Shepard and.
Yeah, I don't know.
During,
I like.
Don't say you're not a reader because you have a Kindle.
No, I am a reader, but I'm really selective with my like sci-fi.
But anyway, there's been a lot of controversy with the ending, and I don't like the ending either. I hate the ending. I think it's atrocious the way they end. The game doesn't really end; it just stops. And the whole build of this game is that you can make choices during the game, and they affect everything else in the game. Like there's hard choices, you'll get invested in this game.
Like in, I want to say just like in Star Wars, but
they're the same.
One Mass Effect had it first, too. In Star Wars,
yeah, well, actually,
you kill this group or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect the story.
Knights of the Republic, they had the dialogue options and they had like choices, but it doesn't really. You don't really see the effects of your choices later in the later game. This you do. Like there are games where, like in the very first game, there's a mission to where there's a bomb going off, and you only have enough time to save one of your two squad members. And the one you don't choose, it mentions it and it goes back to it several in that or in the next game, in the game after, in the third game they have like a little memorial scene where they're looking at this board they put up on the ship with all the people that died in the old Normandy. There's also one there's this Krogan, which is another race, a guy named Rex. You can save him, And in the third game, you can, if you cure this disease that they have, then because this race.
Jay, should we post up a spoiler alert on this?
Not really, because it happens like towards the beginning. I'll just say that. Well, yeah, I guess we
try to
should
keep it spoiler free.
Yeah, but basically, whether or not you save him can dictate how after the Reaper, which is basically it's going to be after the game. It won't happen in the game, but you can like kind of see where the galaxy is going. And if you really invest yourself in the game, like I did, things like this really affect you. But like, there's so many choices that it's hard. Like you'll have to pick. Sometimes whole civilizations. Which ones live? Which ones die?
Kill them all.
Do you sacrifice the civilization for the greater good, or do you try and save them and then reap the negative side effects later? Mm-hmm. It's so many, like, just everything you do can come back and bite you in the ass later. And it's awesome. But the way they ended it, it just seems like I'll keep this as spoil free as possible. But the way
not as possible, just no spoilers whatsoever.
I'm just going to say that the way they ended it, your choices don't matter at all. Okay. You get one of 3 cookie cutter endings, and
the only difference is the color.
Yeah, the only difference is the color of the explosions. That's as far as I'm going into it.
Wow!
But there is none of your choices are discussed in the end. The last 15 minutes, none of your choices matter. No matter what you've done in the past, you get the same ending regardless. You can be you have Paragon and Renegade. Paragon is the good guy. Renegade is kind of the asshole. You can be a full Paragon or a full Renegade, and you have the same ending as each. And it's just it's mind-boggling. And they even discussed before it was released that they didn't want to have that game with the cookie-cutter endings, where you just call it, what ending did you get? But that's exactly what they gave us, is the same thing they promised us they wouldn't give us. And that's one of the main reasons that people are upset, is because of that. I mean, it's not that it was a sad ending, because there were some sad portions of the ending. But when I think about sad endings, when I think about sad endings, like I played Red Dead Redemption, and that ending was sad. I mean, John Marston died. I'll go and say,
I never played Mass Effect, and he told me the ending, and it pissed me off, and I never played it.
But there's, John in Red Dead Redemption, John Marston's died, and that was a sad ending.
Spoiler alert!
The game is like fucking 4 or 5 years old. If you haven't played that game now, then I'm sorry.
Well,
spoiler.
Yeah,
sounds kind of like.
There's a video I saw that I'm gonna post about the rules of spoilers with everything. After a year, it's common knowledge.
Yeah,
I never.
Hey, big spoiler! In the movie Titanic, the ship sinks. Big spoiler.
If you watch it backwards, it's about.
Oh man, I haven't seen that movie yet.
If you watch the Titanic backwards, it's all about a magical ship that comes from the sea and save everyone. But
speaking of the Mass Effect ending, there are people who are. I'm not the only one. There are thousands of people, literally thousands of people. I've looked. I'll go ahead and talk about this later, or talk about this now, I guess. Who are upset too, and they've started a charity drive to raise awareness. And the charity is for called Child's Play, which they give video games and toys to kids to children's hospitals, so that they can make make the hospital visit a little less sucky, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But they've already raised $54,000 for this charity in 3 days or 4 days.
That just shows the dedication.
Yeah, and the reason they're doing it is because they're wanting to get a kind of a positive light for this, because most protests, you'll have the guys who are for it, and you have the guys
too much benefits.
Yeah, but you have the guys who are for the protest and the guys who are against it. But this way, it's so to show that the guys who are against us doing this, that at least we're fucking doing something for a good cause. Like even if our requests are not met, at least we've raised $54,000 for a noble charity, and that's
which is different from the actual. If we're talking about the game, where the means actually still means something.
Yeah, and
not just because I tried so hard.
So
but
in all the negativity, and the spite and the hate towards this ending, there's a common good goal.
Yeah.
Well, 2 common good goals. One is the whole change the ending. Make it better. Make it what you promised the people.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, you're also doing good in the world, helping kids.
One thing I'm not a big fan of. There's critics who are against us, and one of them is the editor for PlayStation Magazine's or IGN PlayStation Magazine, and he is he calls us like entitled little children who are spoiled and are just crying because we get a happy ending. But
it's not whether the fact that it's a happy or sad ending. It's just how bullshit.
I want. It's not that. Yeah, it's not that. It's just the closure that we want. We want what we were promised.
Like people don't care if the ending is happy or sad. I mean,
granted,
if it's good,
there are people who do. There are people who will cry about if it's a sad ending or not. Yeah. Me personally, I don't mind a sad or happy. I mean, the way it sets up, I was kind of expecting,
tragic
a sad ending. Yeah. But. So, I don't fully expect that he, Commander Shepard goes with, marries his love interest, has little baby shepherds in an island somewhere in the tropic. And I kind of knew that wasn't going to happen. But the same instance, like, I just wanted at least the decisions that I made in game to reflect what happened.
Yeah.
But and this is not a new thing for gaming companies to change their endings post production. Bethesda did it with Fallout 3. In the end of Fallout 3, I'll go ahead and say it, your character did die. Originally, he died.
Oh, dude, I never actually finished that game.
Me neither, but
anyway, they had DLC with alternate endings where he didn't die, and the main reason was because it's kind of hard to play DLC if your main character is dead.
Yeah.
And so they did do that. They did change that ending. But, it's not a big fucking new thing. And it's kind of funny that Bethesda did it. Which I don't think are they even owned by a mega corporation?
I don't think so. I don't know, but BioWare, who said that they listen to their fans and that they love their fans and they want it, they're still talking about, and they're even saying that they wanted this the whole time. They wanted to have this shitty ending so that we'll talk about it for years to come. I'm like, but. It's not like we're talking about it in a good light. It's not like we're saying how, they were groundbreaking. It was dumb. They weren't groundbreaking at all. They were trying to be
If not, it'll just demoralize people to
Yeah,
play
I mean, if they don't fix it, I don't see even if they do fix it, I'm still kind of, BioWare to me has gone down in a lot of ways. Like with
I think
Dragon Age 1 was fun, even though there were some long drawn out parts in that game. Deep roads for anybody who played the game.
So I don't understand about these game companies, because I don't think they're really in a situation like a lot of companies in like the economy are. They don't require to merge or be bought out by things like EA. Like we said, Bethesda, I'm fairly certain they're autonomous completely. They're their own. And, they've kind of persisted with Elder Scrolls, and they've still maintained a huge player base.
Yeah. And
without having to have a huge publisher behind them.
Yeah, and not to mention they also, and they have Elder Scrolls and they have Fallout.
Yeah.
I think they bought Fallout, right? The Fallout 1 wasn't made by Bethesda.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Fallout 1 and 2 is Black Isle Studio with Interplay.
They bought out Fallout, and they made Fallout 3. And
it's really interesting too, because they had Game Studio was Black Isle, then their publisher I believe was Interplay. Interplay hasn't really done much since.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot from the 90s and the early 2000s. I haven't seen much from Interplay.
By the way, those are good games. Play them.
Yeah, definitely should.
Yeah, James and I start playing Age of Empires 2 again.
Oh, dude.
Like, it's still fun today.
Yeah, that game is
solid.
I love that game.
It's still fun today.
It is still fun
today. That's what's ridiculous.
Even though it's got some weird shit like you can convert buildings to Christianity. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's awesome.
Gate won't open for me. Convert to Christianity. Whoa.
But that's how you know a game is good, because how many times was it?
Well, I mean, when you look at like Diablo 2, there is still a huge fan base, and people still play. I mean, there's this website called D2JSP, and it's basically it's like an auction house for Diablo 2. Since they didn't add an auction house for the original, you had some, I guess, I don't know what you call them, like private people, or a private group of people, not an organization, just a couple of people got together, made a website, and it's basically like a forum page. You can get on there, you can trade like their money. You can either acquire it by just trading stuff you get in the game for their money, or you can buy their money. I'm pretty sure you can sell it back too. I'm not 100% sure about that, but
real money or fake money.
Real money, like you can use real
money. So basically, what they're gonna do with Diablo 3?
Yeah, exactly. It basically they took that aspect and they put it into their game.
Yeah. But what I was gonna mention is, a game is good if you can go back 2012.
Yeah, and the game
play it, and the game is still fun. Because how many times was it that that ever happened to you where, oh, I remember this game. It's so nostalgic, right? You download it, get an emulator, whatever, start playing it, and then you're disappointed. Like, wow, this isn't that good of a game.
Favorite games I think I might want to get back into is a couple of them. One is Chrono Trigger.
Oh, dude.
I want to replay that one, actually.
Speaking of Chrono Trigger, I got something pretty funny. It was Wiz Khalifa released a new mix CD. Dude, I swear to God, one of those songs is Chrono Trigger.
Really?
I heard it. It even has like the old 16-bit sound to in the background behind the beat and behind the rapping. That's fucking Chrono Trigger.
And we should protect these music artists.
Has that ever happened to you where you went back to an old game and it wasn't
definitely.
that good?
Well, not that good. Yeah, it's happened to me a few times where I went back to an older game. Don't ask me to name a game off because I can't think of it off the top of my head. But it was bad
because they're still actually fairly fun, but
yeah,
it's hard to find one that's really bad.
But I mean, I've gone back to Final Fantasy 5 and 6. Fucking love those games.
Yeah.
I even I got my PS2 out and started playing some old PS2 games and even PS1 games, and there's so many games that just kind of stand the test of time and are as good as they were back then today.
Another game that Kyle here mentioned that I totally forgot that it existed in this world. Natural Selection.
Oh yeah,
I fucking love that game. That was a Half-Life 1 engine game, right?
Well, yeah, it was a Half-Life 1 mod. It was free.
Yeah.
There's hundreds and hundreds of mods for Half-Life. I was thinking at the time. Maybe even still, it's probably the most modded game.
But they have Natural Selection 2 come out, which is pretty similar, obviously, better graphics. And they made some minor changes, but it's still a lot of fun. And you could join, if you buy the game, you can get into the beta free.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny to look at how some of old mods or custom maps for older games kind of came. When you look at the original Dota that came out for Warcraft 3. Yeah. It was sorry. It was a custom map for Warcraft 3 for the multiplayer, and I'm not going to explain the basic mechanics of it, but basically they made Han and League of Legends.
Yep.
They the two new games that spawned
just from that.
Yeah, just from that one. They've also had Dota 2. That's coming out pretty soon, and even Blizzard's getting behind, and they're making an official Dota custom map for StarCraft 2. And
awesome.
Yeah,
I'm curious to
it's
see
funny how
sales figures that's actually produced since that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because it's probably made so much money.
These Han and League of Legends are
they're free, but
they're free to play, but you can spend money to because basically the way it works is they have a rotating hero. Every week they'll have new heroes you can play as, but you can go and purchase either through real money or if you play it enough and get influence points, you can unlock characters that aren't available for that week.
You can play them.
You can play them for good, if you will.
I'm gonna create a topic off the top of my head right now. Your favorite Warcraft 3 mods or maps that you played.
That to be just Warcraft 3?
Well, I wanted to go with Warcraft 3 because that was very popular at the time.
Yeah.
And some of my favorites was Vampirism, which is kind of like a game of tag. You had, or I think it was there's another one like Sheeps and Wolves or something. But you have one or two vampires trying to kill off everyone, and you try to build a base as a human to fend them off. That was a lot of fun to me. Anything tower defense.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun. Isn't that where it came from originally? Warcraft 3 tower defenses.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I'll take a guess and say yes.
I'm not going to say.
I read it in the book.
I don't know the origins, but
but
I can't speak for Warcraft 3 because I only played Warcraft 3. I never played much of the mods.
Yeah, I didn't play much of the multiplayer.
As far as mods go, I was a big Half-Life player, huge Half-Life.
Well, it's not necessarily mods. It's just what people made
maps,
from the custom maps. Yeah,
I never played any custom maps either.
I honestly back in those days, I was running off of dial-up internet still. Yeah. So I didn't do much of the multiplayer stuff because it was too laggy and I couldn't get into it.
At the time, I was still in high school when when I finally had my own PC and was still playing it. I think it was out for like 3 or 4 or 5 years at the time, and people still played it. Another one that comes to mind is like battleships, which is kind of, you have a ship, and whatever weapon you equip it with, it automatically attacks any enemy within range. You just gotta control your ship, and you can upgrade your ship too. That was a lot of fun.
Well, like
me.
But StarCraft 2, I can talk about because I've gotten into that multiplayer for that. Like they have, of course they have the Blizzard made maps.
Yeah,
I mean they're all right. I don't play much. I play more of the custom made maps because they seem
Blizzard sponsored maps because it's not necessarily made by Blizzard, but it's good enough for Blizzard to be like, all right, we'll put our name next to it.
But they have like a game that's called Squadron Tower Defense. There we go. And that's custom map for that. Yeah, it's really fun. It's not it's a custom map, and it's really good. I mean, I love it. I play that game. I play that version all the time.
What is it that they're planning to do? Are they thinking of making StarCraft 2 expansions? One that is strictly Zerg? How the first one was Terran?
There's Heart of the Swarm is. I'm not sure the actual release date for Heart of the Swarm. I don't even know if they came out with an actual.
But that's what they get. The original game was Terran, then comes Zerg, then comes Protoss.
Basically it's like an expansion pack. It's going to work. It's. But it's going to work out to where you'll get the Heart of the Swarm, and then you'll have the Zerg campaign, and then
because it seems like the Terrans have more interesting units than the other ones.
Well, they're also they're making more units for Heart of the Swarm. They got a couple new Protoss, which is
carriers, man.
It's looking like Protoss is going to become OP as shit coming up in the Heart of the Swarm. They're making a lot of good.
They should be, man.
I mean, granted, they have a couple of good Zerg units coming out.
That's the thing. It's always been between Zerg and Protoss.
Yeah,
I think so.
Terran is pretty in the background.
They always at the end of the game lift up all their fucking buildings and they just run for their lives. Okay.
Well,
your mom's so fat that whenever she enters the room, you hear "Carrier has arrived."
That's the thing, dude. Carrier's rape, dude. Of
I used
course,
to just mass you got like everything. Like fuck it.
Of course, you got the cannon rush
method,
which I always hated because I couldn't do anything about. Because I always
is that when?
Don't forget the Zerg rushing too.
Is that when they go to your base and just make a bunch of ion cannons?
Yeah, right outside the fog of war. So that way, as soon as as soon as they get that barrier around, they start building really close, and then you get
just slowly expanding towards your base, just obliterating everything.
Yeah, and so
what the Zerg usually do is they'll make a fuck ton, because Zerg cost basically nothing to make, and they'll make a fuck ton of Zerglings, a fuck ton of them early game. A fuck ton of early game, make a fuck ton of Zerglings, just swarm your base.
That's why with I don't play the RTS portion too much. I'm more into custom maps, but if you're ever against a Zerg, block off the entrance of your base. Yeah. That's a given. And, if you don't block it off, you're fucked.
And not to mention that if you're ever on chat and you hear a Korean,
I was going to say,
don't
just
quit.
Just quit.
Yeah, I was going to say,
stop.
I've seen.
If you can't pronounce the name, quit.
Yeah, I've seen Koreans play.
Or see symbols.
They actually towards the beginning of the game, I've seen Koreans quit, surrender because they
fucked up.
Yeah, and by fucked up, I mean they clicked something about a millisecond too slow, and they knew they're going to lose. Like they know they're going to lose because they clicked this too slow and they quit right away.
Yeah, I saw. I'm fucking Korea. They have a StarCraft championships, and one of the guy he fucked up a click that would have made him 1 second slower. And I'm guessing it would have made a chain reaction to where it would have made him lose.
Yeah, and so he quit right away.
Yeah, he's like,
he doesn't even try.
Yeah, and you think you chess players are badass.
Yeah. These guys know, a half an hour in advance what they're going to win or lose.
It's like a chess game against 17 people.
In real time.
And you have 4 pawns, and that's it.
And they still win.
Yeah.
But it is crazy. I mean, I went to BlizzCon back in October, and they had this.
Whoa, we got a badass over here.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, they had what was called Barcraft, and they'll rent out a bar pretty much, and they'll use their monitors to just show like RTS tournaments, and people just like get together, drink, party, and watch RTS stuff go on.
Say it's like Koreans are mathematically drinking or something. Oh yeah, I got to drink faster this way. This particular alcohol.
Just like the Jew in Beer Fest. It's like you got to turn it.
They know that. Well, if I have a BAC up at 0.01, I know that, or 0.05, I can maximize my efficiency in gaming. So I need to drink this X amount of beers. And
in order to sustain it, I have to drink X milliliters of beer every 5 minutes.
My God.
If I drink any more, then my timing will be off by a second. Or by 0.5226 seconds.
Koreans. Mind blown.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah. As far as those games, let's see, that's the problem, too, with like mods at that time, because if you're speaking of one particular game, you're really like choosing one really small portion, because that's a time of some amazing games.
Well, I mean, when you look at like
5-6 year period.
Yeah, like when you look at like Minecraft, even how. They came out with Minecraft for Xbox, which I will never buy.
Wait, they did?
Yeah, and the reason is because like it's half the fun in Minecraft is the mods. Why would you buy it for Xbox? Why would you do that?
Yeah, you don't need that.
Just because there's a mod right now.
That's actually kind of almost all of like half of what Minecraft's about.
Yeah, they have a Minecraft mod out, and it's basically it's an RPG. And you can, it's online. Yeah, it's an MMO on Minecraft, and you can go cool. Like you have like different races.
Send me a link, my brother.
I'll have to try and find it. I can't remember. There was somebody. You can go to YouTube. Look up. They have the Minecraft RPG. They have the link there.
But what do you have to do in it? How does it work?
Basically, like I think there's two races. You have the humans and the elves. You can get weapons. They have dungeons you can go to. You can loot chests that every 4 hours they refill.
Is this like a dedicated server for it?
Yeah, it's like the scale that they built like is amazing. Like some of like the architecture they made in there, the actual the rules, the economy. It is pretty amazing, and they've got like arenas where you can have like gladiatorial battles. Like,
that's really
pretty
cool.
much if you enter an arena, you enter PvP.
Wow.
And so you can have these, like you can have 1-on-1, you can have...
I'll totally want to try this, man.
Definitely.
3v3.
There's a couple of mods, I think. I hope they have them, but if they don't, there's one in my mind that I think would be really cool. It's kind of like a Rome Total War. No, it's like it's RTS in a sense, but it's a cooperative versus others. Let's say you had like 8v8 or something like that with like a 2, maybe 3 hour build limit. And...
Yeah, Kyle and I, out of just shits and giggles, we built like some shit towers, tree houses, whatever, and we decided like, hey, we're bored enough. Let's give each other one stack of arrows and see who can kill each other from a distance.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
that was 1v1.
Yeah.
So imagine if you had like just like a regular first-person shooter type Counter-Strike amount of people.
They have like two different teams, and they have to try to take. Yeah,
all arrows.
there is literally like there is no end to what you can do with Minecraft.
Yeah, because they have everything built in. Because you could easily do something like sieging someone else's place.
Yeah,
let's say you're protecting like a certain item or a character. You build a fortress to protect it, and each material has its own like threshold of damage it can take.
Also, another idea that Kyle and I had was kind of like a zombie overrun kind of play.
Well, that's the normal play with zombies.
Well, yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is,
actually, Minecraft
you get either X amount of materials or in creative mode, but you have a time limit on what you can build, right? And you got to defend it from zombies, aka other players who are trying to get in.
Okay.
So. But the other players, they can't use pickaxes and shit, and maybe make rules where you can't use obsidian or anything, and just try to defend it. Maybe put a time limit on it, but protect yourself, or maybe put a flag in there whatever. And it's a good idea if you have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Get together and do that shit.
Extremely outnumbered.
And I'll also continuing our discussion on modding. There's another game, Amnesia. Ever hear of it? Dude, they've got it's first of all Amnesia. This just the normal campaign they have is scary as shit. This game as they've put a new level on how you can make a horror game, and it's fucking scary as shit. But they also have mods with newer campaigns, newer areas that you can, like people will just they'll make new creepy areas you can explore, and new campaigns and new missions and all kinds of crazy shit that they made.
Hey, let's divert from video games. Where are they at? 47 minutes.
All right, go ahead, Wes.
That's right. It's been a pretty good 47 minutes. I'd
yeah,
say.
It's good. But maybe some people who are listening don't want to hear video games.
Let's not forget we're cutting. We're good.
Yeah, I know. Dentists. Shit they say that piss you off. Or it doesn't make sense or whatever. Just shit they say.
I think it's funny that Kyle goes to get a drink right as we come up to his topic.
Yeah. Kyle was at the dentist today. Was complaining about it. Yeah. And
well, first of all, I really hate when they ask dumb questions they already know the answer to. Like whenever they'll see like a little bit of plaque between my teeth. Like, so do you floss every day? Like, bitch, you know the answer. You know I don't floss every day. You can fucking see it in my teeth.
You should just say, if you have to ask, you obviously never did a good job at school.
At dentist school. But yeah, it's I don't floss every day. Holy Christ.
Yeah.
I sometimes miss weeks or days, sorry.
No, but this fucking guy, I'm in a chair, he has a pointy object in my fucking mouth, and he's like, you shouldn't drink sodas, you shouldn't smoke, you shouldn't fucking eat, you shouldn't do this and that. Like, motherfucker, like, you want me to stop breathing because it might oxidize like the shit, my fucking teeth. Like,
yes,
don't drink water.
You're saying shit that people do every day, no matter what the fuck you say. You are not that important.
Be careful when you drink water because those fillings might rust. So,
yeah. I mean, as long as you fucking brush your teeth twice a day, you should be.
Yeah, you should be fine.
I'm not worried about it.
I mean, our species has evolved to eat a very wide variety of shit.
Yeah.
All right. And if our teeth can't handle it, then we should.
I want to see the statistics of people dying from gingivitis. I'm sure that's one of the least of my fucking worries.
Yeah, right. I smoke cigarettes. I'm pretty sure lung cancer is up there. Gingivitis is definitely not.
Yeah,
yeah. It's pretty. I really doubt that's the case. I have mouth cancer.
Well, first of all, my mother is living with gingivitis, and it's so horrible. It's just a mouthwash every day. It's so bad.
I read an article online. It was really interesting. I'll try to find it and post it in the comments. Colgate developed a mouthwash because if you use a regular mouthwash, it kills most of the bacteria in your mouth, and 99.9% of the bacteria in your mouth is useful and is needed for either digestion or whatever the fuck.
To break down food to prepare for digestion.
Now, Colgate developed a mouthwash that only kills the bacteria that causes cavities.
Science, bitches.
And now,
I don't know how that works.
Well, it's just specifically targeting, like sniping out that one type of cavity. And they're still in the testing phase. They're still trying to get FDA approved. But from what I read from the article, they said that with one mouthwash, a week in, they didn't find any trace of the bacteria that causes cavities. So imagine if this shit gets approved, what the fuck are the dentists are gonna say, or even most likely lose a lot of their jobs.
They'll probably recommend it. I mean,
they'll probably recommend it.
There's still be a need for. I mean,
I know. Obviously, there's still gonna be a need for it. For operations, teeth pulling, whatever.
Yeah, you still need like checkups. You still need because even if gingivitis is not the only thing to worry about with teeth.
But imagine that where you use this mouthwash once a week and you'll never have cavities.
Well, I haven't seen. I don't know if they can say never have cavities.
Well, you know, it
will significantly reduce your risk or
from like
traditional methods. But it's just
yeah. I mean, I understand. I
just love fucking science.
Now, though, I do want to see. I'm curious about this article because it is would be interesting to see what. Yeah, like
I'll try to find it. I found it on Reddit.
Yeah,
by the way,
what does this do? You know, because
how they notice what chemical specifically targets the bad ones and keeps the good ones alive.
That's why, and that's the thing too. Like lately, I mean, like even though I don't know half the shit, like some of the stuff that people come to these conclusions require like a PhD in the subject, but I do like to know the source. Is where this comes from.
Yeah,
I'll try to find it. I found it on Reddit. Maybe I'll be able to search it or something.
A lot of the stuff is fairly.
But I'm a Reddit supporter here. Any Redditors listening?
Fucking Reddit.
Fuck yeah.
It's all about B. God damn it.
That's the next level
out there.
In B, the truth is nowhere. In B, it's
there. You just have no fucking
somewhere.
You have to wade through fucking mountains of bullshit to get to it.
In fact, there's probably multiple. It's more like it's kind of like the like the code that's like the people like to say in the Bible, reading between words. It's like each word represents a portion of a code.
Yeah, you gotta like read between the trolls.
Read between the trolls.
It's fucking impossible.
Yes, it is.
There's no. It's like decoding an impossible encryption method. You just have to trust your intuition.
Dude, on B, I have no intuition. I don't know what I'm doing there.
Yeah, I saw this really cool article earlier today about making crystals.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to say that because someone's going to try it.
No. We don't want someone's death from fucking mustard gas. I figured out how to clear all
the viruses from my computer, too.
Yeah, delete System 32.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Endangered everybody that listens to this podcast because they're going to have viruses and they're going to try it.
They're going to try delete System 32.
And they're not going to be able to listen to our podcast. We're going to lose all of our 14 viewers.
You know what? The only thing that happens if you delete System 32 is that it forces a fucking reformat. That's it.
I was talking to
all of Windows and stuff, so hopefully you got your recovery disk.
Yeah, hopefully you guys keep your fucking Windows installed disk, because if you try this, you're going to need it.
Like, definitely. Or you need a buddy.
Basically, those who don't know,
that used to be affiliated with.
Those of you who don't know, System 32 on your Windows folder is your system files for the operating system. Without this, your OS will not run at all.
It's kind of like
I'm surprised it even lets you to delete it.
Well, I mean,
just imagine that your friend is Windows and he was sick, and I told you to cut out his heart, and that would fix it. And you listen to me.
I was actually talking to a female friend on Facebook, and I was like, "Hey, give me your Skype. You know, let's talk. I'm tired of fucking chatting, right?" I was also drunk at the time, and she's like, "Oh, but I'm running my antivirus, and it says it's gonna slow down the process of quarantining or destroying viruses if I call you on Skype." I'm like, facepalm.
I almost want to say cock blocked by Norton. Fuck that guy.
That was a good one. That was a knee slapper.
Waka waka.
Yeah. Waka waka.
Waka waka waka.
Oh, you'd have to say it. It's already been funny. And it's not me that said it.
What was it? Well, yeah, of course. Lol.
But we're out of topics, and we're
speaking
at 55 minutes.
Speaking of lol, I had a roommate that lived with me, and obviously lived with me as a roommate, but he had a wife who wouldn't laugh. Instead of laughing when I said something funny, she would just say lol. I mean, she would kind of get like a chuckle, like, "Oh, lol." Did you say?
Oh yeah, I mean,
but that's all she did. It was. I mean, it's cool. It's funny.
No.
It's funny whenever you do it like once or twice.
Maybe just for shits and giggles.
Now try to imagine the next level. Because if everyone starts saying lol in place of laughing,
waffle, huh?
What's the next replacement of lol? Is it just going to be like a you can't see what I just did there.
A nod with a smile.
This is not a video. This is not a video. This is all. Yeah,
but he did a nod with a smile.
It was the most
it was a half
pathetic, most pathetic like display of amusement that you can imagine. In fact, but
this is why I support Orwellian newspeak.
Yeah,
it's double plus good.
War's Peace.
What?
War's Peace.
War's Peace.
All that wonderful 1984.
Pieces of lie.
What was it?
That's Sith Code.
Yeah, Sith Code. Yeah.
But yeah, what was it? I can't remember what the whole thing is like. Because it's three sayings: War's Peace. God, fuck, I can't remember it. Google.
Well, Google, you guys know what we're talking
you know
about. If you know anything about
By the
what
way,
we're talking
if
about
you
so
haven't-
far, you have some idea.
Yeah,
what
if you haven't read 1984, I highly recommend it. It's a great book.
and I actually haven't read the whole thing.
What is wrong with you?
Well, you know what? I don't have to.
As political as you are, Kyle, you haven't read 1984.
Well, I've read it in the news. Like I've read the news stories that are probably 1984. 1984.
Do you have it on your Kindle?
I don't have it on my Kindle. I have an ebook of it though, but I don't have the Kindle version.
Oh,
and that's probably why I haven't read it yet.
Speaking of Kindle, I want to say I just got a Kindle.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't read this yet.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've read the first 5 chapters when I was in 7th grade, but
anyway, I got a Kindle, right? And I was reading how the Kindle works. Dude, I am impressed. We finally found a replacement for paper and ink. Holy Jesus. You know how old paper and ink is? The ancient Egyptians made it. And we're still using it today. We haven't upgraded it yet. Now
I bet you they had their own Kindle, and then the Dark Ages
No,
came in.
I already know. I know the answer to this, but for those who don't know, who are listening, could you explain how it works?
All right. Basically, the way the ink works, and I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but imagine, if you will, a beach ball, right? And you take a clear beach ball, and you fill it with ink. Now you take some ping pong balls and you place them inside the beach ball. The ping pong balls are white, and you fill it up to where it covers half the surface area of the beach ball. Now, if you have a bunch of those put together and you look up, you'll see a solid thing of white because obviously the ping pong balls will float to the top. Now, if you add a electrical current, which causes the magnetic field to fluctuate, it will pull these ping pong balls down. And when the balls are pulled down, it's going to take on the color of the ink. So let's say black or blue, whatever.
Yeah,
and if you look up, if you look above it, they'll appear black or blue, whatever the color of the ink is. Now you take those beach balls, you make a bunch of them, spread them over a large canvas. You can start making pictures with it. That's exactly what they did. Only they took that beach ball and made it the size of a micron, and then they added millions together on a little canvas area, and they can take that and then with fluctuating the magnetic field on various different balls, it's able to either make them look black or white.
Yeah, and I don't even know what kind of mathematics that they determine this, but it does seem like, just thinking about it, that's probably how they made.
But the thing is, though, is that's only one version. There's 2 different versions of e-ink. That's the e-inks version. They also have Xerox has their own, to where it's just little balls. Half of them are white, half of them are black, and then they're polarized so that whenever you have a positive charge going into it, it displays one color. When you have a negative charge, it'll flip over and display the other charge, and that's their version of it. Yeah, so there's 2 different types of e-ink out there right now, and so finally we're fucking.
Now, is this I'm curious about the first e-ink. I don't know if you know this, but is it like a ferrofluid or something like that? Or no, sorry, it was you said the balls were magnetic.
Yeah, the balls that are suspended in the ball, and then it's suspended like an oily. The whole thing is suspended like an oily substance, so it keeps it.
All right, have to stop the podcast right now. We reached an hour. I honestly didn't think with the small amounts of topics that we had that we would even reach an hour. But
you underestimate the power of the dark side.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought about whenever he said that. So
you underestimate.
It's not
power.
The east or the west side.
No, it's not. It's the dark side.
You got Death Star.
Death Star.
All right, nothing nerding out.
But yeah, since we were talking about video games, I guess we went on a fucking rant. Hopefully, it's viewable, watchable, hearable.
Whatever.
Just remember, whenever you play Mass Effect 3, just remember, just so you are not disappointed, the Linkin Park song in the end. I tried so hard, and got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter. That's all you need to remember, and you won't be disappointed.
That summarizes my entire Mass Effect experience.
Okay.
Well, thank you for listening.